All right, for more brilliant political analysis and debate predictions, I'm going to assemble a party panel so that Brett can leave me now. Thank you so much, Brett Baer. I appreciate your time.
We'll see you.
Awesome. Joining me, it is Katherine Timpf from the Greg Gutfeld Show. Gutfeld. If I mispronounce his name, he's not even going to show up, and he's supposed to be here in just a few minutes. She's also a National Review reporter. Very smart. And Pete Hegseth is here, a Fox News contributor. Katherine Mangu-Ward joins me tonight from Reason Magazine, the managing editor there. All right, so party panel, welcome. Big debate night tomorrow night. Pete, I will start with you. We talked about it a little bit with Brett Baer. Can Cruz handle the pig pile? Can he take on the incoming?
It's going to be incoming. The question will also be, will he stick to his guns on outgoing?
Yeah.
You know, he recently kind of made his first broadside on Trump with the New York values comment, sort of insinuating that Donald Trump isn't a conservative. Question is, would he do that on stage in front of him and trigger potentially some sort of a confrontation? They've been frenemies for a long time, drafting off of each other in some ways. He will get a lot of incoming. It's going to be, Brett's exactly right, Cruz Rubio on national security. I think that will be the big discussion.
Yeah, and immigration. I mean, they are trying to differentiate themselves on immigration and mass surveillance.
Exactly.
So you think that Nikki Haley's response last night, the governor of South Carolina, was actually a debate preview? How so?
So, you know, the whole thing was basically a veiled attack on Trump. It was, you know, our party doesn't stand for this. This is not who we are. I think that she's, you know, she was sort of teeing up all these other guys on stage to say, you know, we're going to separate ourselves from Trump here. This is not what the party stands for. I do like the idea, though, that they could conduct the whole debate the same way that Nikki Haley conducted the response, which was to never name Trump. Like, maybe he can just stand in the middle and all the rest of them can just, like, pretend he's not there. And, like, you know what our party isn't about? Something.
Yeah, it's not him. It's not even this guy. I'm not even talking to
Cruz,
this guy.
though, I think Cruz is going to be really polite because if Trump is right, he's a Canadian.
Well, it's interesting because I'm glad you brought that up. I actually think that Trump's passive aggression serves two purposes. And one, it's to remind people that Ted Cruz is a no-good Canadian, which is synonymous with communist, but also that he's just American enough that he can probably prove his Americanness. Therefore, he can easily be the VP, because Trump's also saying, hey, man, I'm not asking the question. Like, I don't even care. Like, I think Ted's great. But some people think that he's a maple syrup swilling hockey fan. All right. Pete says that the debate is going to get feisty, that it could be extra feisty. A lot of elbows tomorrow night. What do you think, Kat?
There always are. There's going to be nobody on national security or on foreign policy now that Rand's not going to be there. It's just going to be like, I'm going to bomb ISIS the most over and over again. Those are some of my favorite
I'm going to kill ISIS so much I'm going to kill them twice.
I'm going to kill the most ISIS. No, I'm going to kill the most ISIS. No, I'm going to bomb them all. No, I'm going to bomb them all plus more.
And their moms.
It's going to be so obnoxious. I'm going to not be able to, because those are some of my favorite moments where I was like, see, you don't have to be a war hawk to agree with somebody you're watching.
I want to get back into the semantics of carpet bombing. Which I think is like, I genuinely don't think that Ted Cruz knows what that term means. He just thought, like, what I'm trying to say here is I'm awesome.
I'm going to do the most killing.
I'm going to bomb the BG.
That's pretty magical.
I think he absolutely doesn't. And he's coming out there and he's saying, you know, okay, I'm going to stand by it because I don't want to look like a wimp. But, you know, the fact that it came up in the State of the Union last night, Obama sort of giving that little call out to Cruz and his carpet bombing.
Well, Cruz is going to. You think that hurts Cruz in the
No, I think Cruz loves
not
it,
among the people that
I think it's bad for the Republican Party because no one's actually carpet bombing anyone.
What's bad for the Republican Party is isolationism, which is why Rand Paul isn't on the stage
He's not
anymore.
an isolationist. He's a non-interventionist. There's a big difference, and I will call anyone on this program who doesn't make that distinction because it's a very important one. And he has also submitted a budget that increases spending for the military while also making cuts in other places, unlike Marco Rubio, who likes to say that he would take a shiv and just gut the military single-handed.
You and I might disagree on that, but I take your point.
No, I respect your expertise. Don't forget to watch FBN's Republican presidential debate. It is tomorrow night, the first debate, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's with Sandra Smith and Trish Regan. The second debate, that's at 9 o'clock, moderated by Maria Bartiromo and Neil Cavuto. And you know those fireworks are going to be popping. Coming up, Hillary Clinton. Oh, no, it's now. Holy cow, this is exciting. Hillary Clinton's cakewalk to the Democratic nomination. It's starting to get a little slippery. Someone put a little Crisco on the runway. The latest Quinnipiac poll has Bernie Sanders, I say, beating her in Iowa, 49 to 44%, beating her. And she's still getting beaten handily in New Hampshire. But she isn't worried, though. Not at all.
I don't pay any attention to this. I don't feel that it's a good reflection about who will actually come out on caucus night.
Yeah, right. The panel is back. It's Katherine Mangu-Ward, Pete Hegseth, and Katherine Timpf. So she says that she doesn't pay attention to the polls, which just sends me into a fit of giggles because that's the biggest load of hot nonsense I think I've heard fall from her faulty lips.
So it's obviously not true, but it should be true. Like, Hillary is right that right now the polls are telling us almost nothing.
Okay.
We're about to get into the territory where polls are semi-relevant, right? January is when people start to pay attention. Iowa is upon us, for sure. But early polls are nearly meaningless. Early polls are barbaric yops into the darkness. They mean almost nothing. Yeah. And Hillary is right to say, ignore those. Let's talk about substance.
All right, well, let's talk about substance a little bit because some anchor is bringing down these once infallible poll numbers. My question to you, Pete Hegseth, is it Donald Trump with his effective attacks against her, the unorthodox strategy that he's had going after her and her husband, or is it the email scandal that won't go away?
Yeah, I was going to say she has two people to thank. One is herself with the email scandal that doesn't go away, the gift that keeps on giving, with revelations coming time and time again, with emails literally read on the air, network by network. Thankfully, Fox being very diligent about that. And then the Clinton Foundation, obviously, there's an increased probe into the cross-section of those two. Right. But she should really be thanking, or Bernie Sanders should really be thanking Donald Trump, because Bernie Sanders has never had the ability on the debate stage. He's always shied from the confrontation, never actually taken her on, and Donald Trump has. And the group that's most skeptical of Hillary Clinton, millennials, many of which probably don't remember, like we do, some of the scandals of that administration, and have been reminded of it and said, yeah, maybe Bernie, maybe Uncle Bernie is a better pick than Hillary.
Yeah, he seems safe, but Kat, you're a millennial.
Right.
Why do these infernal devil people love Bernie Sanders so much? The young people that you call your peers.
Well, he actually has a record of supporting things that they say are important to them. The anti-Wall Street thing, he actually supported that. Hillary's had probably friendship bracelets with people on Wall Street before, for sure. I mean, he voted against DOMA. Hillary's husband signed it into law. She didn't come out for gay marriage until 2013. He supported that for decades. She tweeted yesterday about criminal justice reform, which is ridiculous.
Laughable.
Ridiculous. She was taking contributions from lobbyists for private prisons just a couple of months ago. And I think people, if they look at the record and what they want, they really kind of have to think she's a joke.
But
I think she's a joke.
Prisons? I like private prisons.
Well, voters that are liberal, criminal justice reform, they're saying, you know, hey, who's actually been prison happy? She spent the whole 90s being very
she was
prison
super
happy.
She was like 3 strikes. She was so 3 strikes. She gave Alex Rodriguez steroids.
I have a private
I don't even
prison,
know what that means.
And my 5- and 3-year-old are in it.
No, I mean, Bernie's doing the Ron Paul thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like the youngs, they like the olds. So
they do. I don't know what it is.
Terrible alliance.
But you know what? We'll take it. Katherine Mangu-Ward, Pete Hegseth, and Katherine Timpf. What a wonderful time we've all had here. Coming up, hip-hop legend Russell Simmons. He is on deck with a very unique take on 2016 and why he's disappointed in his longtime friend Donald Trump. Please stay put for that. It's going to be good.